Hello everyone. Something different today. We're going to show you how to set up and a little bit of play on the game Everdell. This is a game we bought recently. We're into board games in case you didn't know. And this is a really cool one. So I'm going to show you what we've done with it. First of all, it's unboxed, so I modify everything. When you open it up, it's missing some bits. It has a tree. We don't dismantle the tree. Dismantled tree equals broken tree. It has a board. It goes out like this. Tree goes up there. I'll tell you what the bits do later. Naturally, I cut everything up inside it. So I took out the insert and I chopped it in half. Chopped up the insert, so it's just got some of the cards in it now. And I've got all the game bits, all the tokens and everything we need in a standard little plastic box like that one. So I've got the small cards that we're going to use. These are not part of the game. These little stands I'm going to use are from Gloomhaven. I borrowed them. And we've got all the bits and pieces and some of the board pieces as well. The cards, as with every single card I own, has been sleeved with Fantasy Flight sleeves. These are standard size. And the little cards have been sleeved too with mini Euros. So I like to sleeve things. Keeps them in one piece. Stops them getting wet. Okay. And that's what it looks like when you put it out the box. It's a lovely little game. What do you call it? What kind of game is it? Worker placement. It's a worker placement game. It's fun. I lose quite badly at times, but that's alright. Let me get the cards out and then show you what we really look about this game. Oops, drop them all. Look at that. Look, okay, that's the card that you boast with at the end if you win. You go and you post yourself a picture with that one. It's very cool. Anyway, we don't use that because we're not posters. Look at the artwork on this thing. It's fantastic. It really is good. It's great. And then the other side, lots of stuff on there. Beautiful characters, heaps of information, which for somebody with bad eyesight like me is not necessarily the best thing to do because it's hard to see it. But just so many cards. This is the base game. No expansions. No added cards. I know you can buy added cards for this game and all sorts of things. We haven't got any of that stuff. And you can see, even with the base game, with the card sleeves in, it makes for quite the pile of cards. There's a decent amount of cards in there. It is substantially bigger with the card sleeves, but we sleeve for a couple of reasons. One, shuffling is a lot easier. Except now that I'm doing it on film. There you go. Shuffling is easier, you don't damage the cards so much. Especially when people don't know how to shuffle. They try and riffle shuffle and then they bend all the cards. I don't like people bending cards and doing stuff, and a lot of people do. They fiddle with the corners and things. I don't know why, maybe it's just bad habit. I think I need to look at the boxing solution. These card sleeves are getting bent on the edge. I think I might have to look at how I do the putting them away. Anyway, we're going to shuffle these things up, then I'm going to set the game up. Once I've set the game up, I might just show you a little bit about how it works. We'll talk about a house rule that we use, just to make the game start off a bit easier. We don't have to use it at all. It's not part of the rules of the game. We just put it in there as a bit of fun. But this is basically it. So we've got a set of cards and the board. The board is our playing area. We've got the meadow, and then we've got locations that do things. And we've got little event monuments. We've got an event monument here. This is the, what is this one called? Harvest Festival. That goes over there. That's the Grand Tour. That goes over there. No, I'm really confused. That one. This is the boat. That goes over there at the Grand Tour. We've got a monument. City monument goes up there, out of the way. And we've got this little festival, which goes over there. They're worth victory points at the end. We'll just put them out on the board for now. The locations each have items that go with them. Look at the different locations first. You've got ones here that change per game. And they are these ones here. So there's a whole lot of them. For a 2-player game like we're going to play today, you only use 3. One of them stays empty. For a 4-player game, you end up with all 4. I think for a 2-player you have 3. 3-player game you have 4, but you only use part of it. So these go out randomly. We won't look at them yet, otherwise it gives whoever setting up the game a little bit of an advantage. They know what's coming. So we'll put them out randomly. 1, 2, and 3. They blend in real nice until you turn them over. These ones are special events. They change for each game as well. And they have different things that you can gain victory points with at the end of the game. There's lots of them. So you shuffle them up, and there's 4 of them that go out, and this is what we use our Gloomhaven stands for. Because otherwise they sit up here like this, flat, and they can be quite hard to see, especially if their lights are on. So we use these little stands from Gloomhaven. It's a bit rude, but anyway, I'm sure the Gloomhaven people won't mind. It's a good use for their stuff. And they stand in these things like this. I'll turn them around later on once you can see what they all are at the same time. They go over there. You can see it'll just make it easier to see what's going on. Some people don't like using the tree. We like using the tree. The game consists of seasons. We start off in winter, we move into spring, summer and autumn, and it's gameplay that gets you there. There's different meeples. There's a hedgehog. There's a tortoise thing. There's a, what's that, a squirrel. And no, that's a squirrel. This is a rat or something. They don't really look like they do, but I found you can get stickers. Someone's made stickers for these things of the shape and the actual picture. And now the turtle makes sense. Now that I realise that's his arm. It's got his little arms out. Because it looks like a hippo to me. Anyway, so what do you want to play?
I'll be the hedgehog.
You'll be the hedgehog. So we get the hedgehogs out. And I will play squirrel today. I'll be the squirrel. We'll get the player bits out. And that's all we need from there for now. Each player starts with 2. The rest they get at the change of seasons. So when we change into spring, they get 1 more. Oops. When we change to summer, they get 1. And when we change to autumn, you get 2 more. And they go all the game bits. That's fine. We'll put those up there first. It will make it easier. Where did the other one go? Dropped it. There we go. Okay. So that's that bit. Then you've got resources. So the resources are twigs. They look like this. Twigs go over here. And these things give you the ability to place workers there and get some twigs. We'll just put them out for now. That's twigs. Then you've got resin. The resin goes over here. You can see the resin are these little orangey, resiny looking things. That makes sense. Resin. They're not too hard to get. You've got pebbles. Pebbles look like that. Really cool pebbles. They go over here and they are hard to get. Collecting pebbles is hard work and they're needed for the building. And you've got berries. And berries are like that. Little pink berry things. They're very bouncy. If you drop them, they bounce all over the floor, so you got to be careful. And they go here on the berry bushes. Get in and out of the mission. Okay, put some berries. Oops. Alrighty, that's enough for now. Okay. Now, there is a die in this game, one little dice. It's a multi-sided, 8-sided one. And it's only used for single-player games, so we don't play with that. They're little tokens that we need to have accessible, which I'll tell you what they do later. It's basically used to show occupied little houses. They look like little hobbit hole doors, little round doors we call. And we have victory point tokens. So we're collecting victory points. We've got tokens at the value of 3. And you've got tokens for 1 victory point. You'll see where we use those soon. I'll pop them over here. Out of the way. We'll leave this thing where we can get it so we can pull out extra ones as needed. The way play works is the player that starts the game starts with 5 cards. Player 2 starts with 6. Player 3 starts with 7. Player 4 starts with 8. Gives them an advantage about not getting placement. Everybody in their hand also has access to the open hand, which is basically this meadow here. These cards are playable by anyone having their turn. You can have up to 8 cards in your hand. You can have less, but you can't have more. At the end of your round, you can't have more than 8 cards, which is cool. Now, house rule 1 that we play in our house is each player starts with 1 of each resource. We just do that to make the game last a little bit longer, actually, in one way, is because otherwise the first round tends to be real quick. So everybody in our house, if we're playing house rules, starts with 1 twig, 1 berry, 1 pebble, 1 resin. Otherwise we tend to find we're changing seasons very quickly to get our little workers back. Let me get mine out. Anonymous. Pebble. There we go. So that's how we'd start. Player 1 will be dealt 5 cards. Player 2 would be dealt 6. At the moment, everything is invisible. When gameplay starts, we will turn over the 8 meadow cards, because they're available for use, and we will turn over our own cards, but we won't show anyone. We only look at our hands. We don't show anybody else our hands. The goal is to place workers, to collect resources, and to build a city. Your city will have 15 bits to it. So you can have a total of 15 cards as your city, inclusive of buildings and, what are they called? Critters. Critters. I'll show you on my hand, because Talina can't see my hand yet, so that's alright. That is a critter. Okay, he costs money to put out in the form of 2 berries, and he has an action. We'll talk about actions later. That is a building, and that building costs 2 twigs and a resin, and then has an immediate result. Some of the results happen more than once, others just happen the once, and it depends. They're all worth victory points. Some of the cards can be used. You pay to put it out, but you can discard it to get something as a benefit. So it's pretty cool. We could sit here and talk about the rules for an hour, but that's not worth the effort. It's better to just watch it being played. This is where the discards go. Unlike a lot of games, the discard pile is upside down. So you don't know what's being discarded in sometimes you do, but most of the time you don't know what's being discarded. So that is one of the, I think some people could see it as a flaw. Other people see it as it's quite interesting, because you can be waiting for a card to be drawn. You're waiting to draw a card, you're waiting to draw a card, you're waiting for it to turn up here. And it doesn't. And the assumption then is either it's in the discard pile, and there are 1 or 2 cards in here that will let you look through the discard pile, or it's sitting in somebody else's hand. So you can never really know if the card you want has been discarded or is being held. I quite like that. It can make it quite interesting. Cool. Discarding cards can be done in various ways. You can either use the actions of a card to discard other cards, or you can place a worker in a slot that says you can discard things. So worker placement works like this. If I place my worker here, he's there for the season. I can't take him away. I can't move him till I claim my workers back. And if I put him there, I get 3 twigs. Only one meeple can sit here. Full circle. This one is an open circle. As many meeples as you want can sit there. And you get 2 twigs and you draw a card. This one is a closed circle, 2 resin. Open circle, 1 resin and another card. Open circle, 2 cards and a victory point. Closed circle, 1 pebble, and it's the only pebble one available in the standard trap, which can be problematic. This one, closed, 1 berry and a card. This one, open, 1 berry. These ones change per game, so let's have a look. This one says, discard up to 3 cards and gain 1 of any resource for each card discarded. I can see Talina smiling already because she likes that one, because it's a good way to discard cards you don't want and get something out of it. In a 4-player game, 2 of us could put our meeples there. But that second slot is only available on a 4-player. So for now, it's whoever gets there first. Per season, they're there. This one, 2 resin and 1 twig. That's pretty cool. I like that one too. Very handy. This one, and there's only 3 special ones, is draw 2 meadow cards. So you can grab 2 of these cards and play any one of them for -1 resource. That could be handy too if you're lacking something specific. So those sit there. This one can only be used in the last phase, which is autumn. So if I've got 5 cards left and they're useless, I put my little meeple here and I discard them and I get 5 victory points. It's a good way of getting points at the end. Only available at the end of the game. This one here, you can discard any card from your hand. For every 2 that I discard, I can gain any 1 resource. So it's a 2-for-1 swap, basically. So again, you need bad cards to really value doing that. And as many meeples as you want can go there. So we could all be on that one. This one, only one of us can claim the 5 victory points, down to the 2. These things here, each card has on it a symbol. This one's a scroll, there's a little leaf, here's a backpack, there's a flower. Once you've got 4 of certain cards, certain ones, so if I've played 4 leaves in my city, I can claim this. I lose my worker for the season, but that becomes my claim. 3 victory points worth right there. Fantastic. Nice way of getting victory points if you remember it's there. That one's worth 3 backpacks, this one's 3 paws, that one's 3 monuments. Okay? And then you get these suckers up the top here. These are special events and they change. So what have we got today? We've got this one. Tax relief. Activates all production when you claim it and worth 3 victory points. So that would be any card that has a leaf that you've played produces. That's quite handy. But to claim this card, you need to have in your city the judge and the queen. Judge is really cool. Queen is kind of expensive. That's one. I can't see where to put it. This one is Croak Wear Cure. The Undertaker and the Barge Toad. That's quite the mixture, but anyway. And this one gives you, when achieved, pay 2 berries and discard 2 cards from your city. But it's worth 6 victory points. That's pretty cool. 6 victory points. Discard 2 cards. That allows you to put 2 more buildings if you wanted to. I really like that. I think I'm going to aim for that one. You need the Undertaker. This one here. Last one, the Peddler in the General Store. It's called Under New Management. When achieved, you may place up to 3 resources here. Each berry and twig equals 1 victory point. Each resin pebble equals 2. I'm not sure if it means each or if you've got to have both of those. Do you think that's a combination or is that one of each or either one? Because it doesn't say either or. It's like each pebble twig. So would it be... Well, how do you decide?
You can place it for 3 resources, and
so it's got to be each one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
You probably try and put like 3 resin on.
Yes. This one is the courthouse and the ranger need to be in your city to claim it. and it's called the Capture of the Acorn Thieves. When achieved, place up to 2 critters from your city beneath the event. 3 victory points for each critter. Again, that's 6 points, and that can be the rather large thing at the end. Some critters work better than others together. If you've got a farm, you can play a husband or a wife for free. If you play a husband with a wife, they take up 1 space, and they're worth more. Husband and wife together is worth 7 victory points, I think. And if you've got a farm on top of it, it could be as much as 9. 3, 4, 5, or is it 6? I don't know. They add up quite quickly. I don't have one to show you. Anyway, and here's your, at the end of the game, that's what these cards are worth in the yellow thing. This is their cost, and this is what they do. So this one is a production. When I play it, I get a berry. Each time the production is activated for whatever reason, at the change of spring or the change into autumn, over here, I would get a berry. Or if I've got something that says activate one of your productions. So they all do different things. I'm not going to mention what they do, or Talina will know what I've got in my hand. She already knows what one of them is. I could look at hers and show you, but that would kind of be rude. That would kind of be rude. So what we'll do is we'll quickly turn these over so you can see, because these are free-for-all cards. They are in my hand, basically. I've already seen one I like a lot. I've seen 2 I like a lot, but they're the same card, so that's quite handy. So you'll see this one here, it's great. This is called the Clock Tower. You get the card, it's worth nothing. You pay 3 twigs and a pebble, but you place 3 victory points on there. If you leave all 3 there till the end of the game, it's 3 victory points. But at the end of season, you can pay 1 victory point, and when you bring your meeple back, you can activate the production of one of where it was standing. One of the basic or forest locations. So I could pay, if I had this card, 1 victory point, and pull my meeple off of here if he was standing there, and get the ability to discard 3 cards and get 2 resources, or whatever, or that one, get 2 resin, or any of them. It's very cool. It's a good card. And then this one's also cool. This is the Ruins. You play it in your city, it's not worth anything. But you can use this to discard, you play this to discard a construction from your city. And you gain resources equal to its cost, and to draw. And it allows you to have a certain critter in your city for free. There you go. That's what the game looks like when it's set up and ready to play. These little tokens, if I did have, say, this farm, which is out, and I picked up either a husband or a wife, I could play it for free, and I would just place this over my token. City is 15 characters big. Husbands and wives together take up 1 slot, and a card called the Wanderer doesn't take up any slots. He's separate. Can't have more than 15. There's one really mean game, or one mean one in the game, and he's called the Fool. I've been looking on Board Game Geek. Some of them won't even play with the guy. They've given him different name and given it different things to do. The Fool is a mean card. You play him into someone else's city's empty slot, and he's worth -2 victory points. Negative poo. Here's negative poo. -2 victory points. My son Ethan played with us the other day, and he's the first one in our family who's been nice enough to play the Fool, not once in a game, but twice. And he played it really well. I still won. Or did I? Did you win? No, we were tied. Didn't we tie? Yeah, it was cool. Anyway, it was fun. He did pretty well for his first game though. He knew exactly how to play it like a mean person. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that is what Everdell looks like when it is set up. It's a fun game. What I'll do is I'll put the camera on when we play it, and I'll just let it film. You'll see what we do. I'll do some explaining a little bit maybe, and much to Selina's amusement, I'll probably speed it up so you won't have to hear her or me talking, because, well, we sound awful. This is pretty much done with for now, but I don't tend to put all the resources on the board because it just holds up too much space. So if we need extra pebbles or twigs, I'll just grab them out of that box. The rules are pretty good. They're nicely written out. I found them quite easy to figure out. Even the artwork in here is really good. Nicely constructed, well explained rules. Not like some books where you just can't figure out where to find. How long did it take us on that first game? We didn't take long to figure this one out at all, even though there's quite a lot. And I'll say this quickly. Each player during a turn can only take one action. You can place a worker. You can pay for your card to go down. You can draw. If you've got, you can only do one thing. You can change season, and you can change season whenever you want. If you can't make a move, you have to change season, and you don't have to do it together. I could be in summer already, having pulled down my spring and summer meeples, and Talina could still be in winter and hasn't even changed it yet. It doesn't matter. You don't need to wait for each other. Basically, you play. When you get to the end of the game, everyone's in autumn, everyone has their meeples out, and no one can move. So come the last round, if Talina goes pass, I have a go. If I can play, I play. If I can't, I go pass. If there's 3 players, if Talina goes pass and I play, and what I played put another card out that she can play, she might still be able to, she could do something. So maybe she goes through. When we both go past, that's it. Game over, and then we add it up. And it's always fun at the end because you can never quite tell how many victory points the other person's got. You can think you're doing super well, and boom, big fright, lost badly. Or you can think you're doing really badly, and when it adds up, realize somebody did worse than you. So I like that about it. Anyway, that's, I nearly said Gloomhaven. That's not Gloomhaven, that's Everdell. Fun game, brilliant graphics. I don't think it was too expensive. I don't remember what we paid for it. I mean, it depends what you think is expensive for a board game. Lots of bits, well made. I think it was just over $100. New Zealand, of course, not US. You'd freak if you paid $100 for a game in the US. Anyway, next, gameplay. Right, let's play some Everdell. Your turn. You're first. Talina's placing her meeple on the twigs. And I'm looking at what I want to do. Can you see my cards? That's the question. Let me check what's down there. Nothing yet. I'm going to go for the 2 twigs and a card option. Farm, just like that. Wow, that was impressive. Gives me a berry. So what happened there was Talina played a farm, and so did I. I had one in my hand. She picked it up from the thing. It gave her a berry because it activated on production. And we both played a farm. And it's her turn again. What was that?
The shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper. Nice. Right, now this card I'm going to play is also worth 2 berries. But it's quite cool because it says I'm going to pay 2 berries, I'm going to reveal 2 cards and then play one of them up to 3 for free. So I reveal 2 cards from here. And I get those 2. This one is really good to play for free because I don't have to worry about the cost. So I discard this one and I play this one for nothing. And because I didn't use the farm to play her for free, if I get a husband, I can still play him for free. That's pretty cool. Wow, what did you do?
Played twig barge.
A twig barge. Nice. Surprised you still in the free source. Oh, you took the 3 twig option.
I did.
Alright, the
How do
trick
I
comes
pass it
as
to
to
the
what do
meeple?
I do with my meeple? I don't know. I'm going to use my one and only pebble to play this crane. So what the crane does is, now that I've played it, I can discard this thing to play a construction for 3 fewer resources. Pretty cool.
You can see your phone in the actual video.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. And this is coffee, by the way. Can't have no coffee.
Mm.
Well, I have no resources, so I'm going to have to play some meeple.
I'm going to have to find meeple too. But where am I going to play my meeple? I discard these 2 cards. Then a resin and a pebble.
Right. Go there, which gets me 2 resin and a twig. Can get it up.
Let's make a mine. Get me 1 pebble.
Right, now if I was smart and fast, I could steal the miner mold out from underneath her, so she can't play it, but she's going to, because
Because you can't do it quickly.
I can't do it because I haven't got any berries. I can only play a construction equal to or greater with that,
Which is the other farm.
which in reality is what I've got in my hand here now, or the other farm. And I found out the other day that having 2 farms is quite handy.
Mm.
So I'm going to play 2 twigs and a resin, and I'm going to play this farm over there.
Which gets you a berry.
Replenish that, which gets me a berry.
Okay. I think I'm going to prepare for season. Don't think there's anything I can do with 2 twigs and a pebble. 3 twigs and a pebble maybe, but not 2 twigs. So.
So Talina prepares for season now. She's going to reclaim she's going to claim her first extra meeple, get her 2 back, and activate any leaf production in her city, which is going to be a farm
Twig
and
barge.
a twig barge and a mine. So she's going to get a berry, a twig, and a resin, which is pretty
2
good.
twigs.
2 twigs,
Yes.
even better.
Oh. Actually, I should have done mine more before I did this.
Because I can't do anything with those 2, I could consider discarding this to build something for 3 less if there was something viable. So I could build a post office if I wanted to for 3 less, but the post office doesn't do that much, does it?
It's a cards. Give an opponent 2 cards. Wait. Do you hear a chick?
I hear a little chicken. We need to go and look for chickens. We have baby chickens that we're looking after. We're back. Couldn't find the chicken. So I can't do anything really now. Not that's worthwhile anyway. Okay, let's prepare for season. Mine's boring, I just get 2 berries, nothing else.
Alright, I'm going to take my miner mold and occupy my mine. And that allows me to copy a green berry in your city, so I will gain a berry. Oh, and I gain a berry after I play a critter.
So there's lots of cards that get you stuff. This one gives you something
show
when you play. It's really quite handy. And it kind of helps to pay attention to these things and to proactively read what's up there. Some people are better at it than others. Yes. I'm going to play something that I normally do. I'm going to play the Wanderer. It cost me 2 berries to play him. He doesn't hold up a spot in my city, but he gets me to draw 3 cards, which is quite handy when I've got a small hand.
I only got 1 card
I'm
left.
supposed to have put one down there too. Cool, there you go. Not too bad a deal there. That was a good draw. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 1 slot left in my hand. So it's your turn. Watch what I'm going to do with that one. So hopefully.
It's all right. Oh, I don't know what to do. I really need some more cards. Okay, I think I'll just play from here.
I have a resource deficit, Talina has lots, and that's a good way to be at the start of a round.
I just don't have anything to do with those. I need some resin. I'll take 2 resin and 1 flip.
I'm going to hear a chick again. I'm going to gain a pebble because they're rare and they're hard to get.
I need cards. Honestly, I'm gonna go here and draw 2 cards. And grab a victory
So
point.
then I've got 2 cards and a victory point. I'm going to play my husband along with my wife. So he doesn't take up a space with her. Well, the 2 of them take up 1 space. Now I gain 1 any resource, as long as he's paired with a wife and I have a farm, which I do. So I can gain a resource. And what resource do I need the most of? Let's see. At the moment I'd say I might just get I'm actually going to get a berry and a card. Oh no, wait, I've got to get a resource. Not play a resource.
You've already played your turn.
I already played my turn. I'm going to get a pebble. Cool, got it.
Okay. I'm going to play a storehouse. Cost me 3.
The storehouse allows you to put resources on it.
Yes. I'm going to place a pebble on it.
Sure. Now it's my turn. I'm going to get a berry and a card, like I said.
You can't see my cards, can you?
That's right. And I did. Now I was hoping for that card without her seeing, and I got it, so I'm happy. All right, your turn.
Yeah. One.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard my crane. That allows me to build a construction. Build, make a construction for 3 less things, and that's only worth 3 things. So I can play it for nothing, basically. So I've played a mine, and I discard the crane. Well, oh, and I get a pebble for it, which is tedious because now I've got lots of pebbles and no other resources.
Oh. I'm going to play my wife
Right.
and occupy my farm.
Cool.
See it?
Right. I'm going to play my miner and occupy my mine. And I can copy 1 tree from an opponent's city.
Sorry, I'm just remembering I was supposed to get a berry.
Which is quite handy, because what have you got? 2 twigs?
Yep, 1 pebble, 1 berry.
So I'm going to use her.
Or you can activate my storehouse.
No, I'm not going to activate your storehouse. I'm going to activate. So Talina has 1 that gives her 2 twigs, and my miner allows me to copy it, which is quite actually a very handy card at times, especially if you can't generate twigs yet, which I can't. Now I find myself in the weird thing of having resources suddenly and a meeple in hand. Not something that I'm used to having. Okay, you can see that.
It's just nothing that I want to do. Yeah?
It's a bit like that this game. It's quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, all those, not all, a lot of those cards. Maybe I just build a clock tower. There's 3 types of people, and it's like a clock tower.
So what I'm going to do now is
Now these have 3 victory points, and I need to replace the card.
Oh, that's a good point. I need to see what comes out first. And it's a husband. So that's great. It's popped out and it's my turn.
Not great, because I want it.
So I'm going to play that husband into my second farm for free.
It's not
Yeah.
paired with a wife, though.
It's not paired with a wife, doesn't matter yet. A wife still might turn up. Please be a wife. Hearts, the fool.
Did you occupy your other farm when you
No.
got the husband?
Oh, when I got the other one. Yes, that needs to be occupied.
The fool.
It's your turn.
I pity the fool.
Now my city is now worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That doesn't count.
Worth.
Well, it's got 7 spots. It can only have 15 spots.
I thought you were tallying up victory
No,
points.
not points.
Okay.
Oh, and these things, this is a common construction, the farm, so I can have 2 of them. It's common. This is common, I can, where's the mine? It's a common construction, I can have more than 1 mine. I don't have a Do you have a unique construction there yet? Clock tower.
Yes, the clock tower.
That's a unique construction. She can only have one of that type of tower, or that type of construction.
I can only have one clock tower.
Yeah.
Same with critters. You can have unique critters.
Yes, this is a common critter. You can have lots of them. Common critter, common critter, common critter, common critter. They're all
This is a unique critter. See, it's underneath the word shopkeeper. Is it in focus?
Yep. That's your turn, I think.
Yeah. And with 2 resin. Build a post office. Just for the sake of building it.
Okay.
Or I could protect the city, which I think I will. Right. Take that and draw 2 cards from the meadow.
Aye, that's harsh. Okay. Fairgrounds, you can play your fool for free. And a wife. Now, thank goodness, it's my turn next. Because I was wondering, what should I spend those 2 berries on? I think I know now. I think I'm going to buy that wife. 2 berries. Yes, and the wife. She pairs with the husband, as with this one. And now, this husband, when he activates, will get me worth something. Not get me, is worth something. No, I guess I'm going to replace the card with a new one, which is a castle. Beautiful. We're getting up to the king's house now. Oh, that does not sound good.
Definitely can't hear that.
No, our washing machine is making an interesting noise. You can't hear it.
Right. I'm going to place on that one, I'm going to discard 3 cards. No, 2. I'm going to discard 2 cards and gain 2 pebbles.
Nice. And I'm going to place my last meeple onto the fairground because I have 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those in play. 6, 7 of them, make 6 of them. Now he's there until I claim it back, and then this stays with me and is worth 3 points. Yeah. Okay.
Right, I'm going to play the 2 pebbles that I just got and build a cemetery.
Nice. What does a cemetery do for you?
It's a place that I can put my meeple, which I reveal 4 cards from the deck or discard pile and 1 for free.
Oh,
Discarding
nice.
the others.
Nice. Is it open or closed?
It is closed.
Closed. If it was open, I could place my meeple there, but it's not, so I can't. No, it's all fine. I think that I'm going to play one last thing before I build any changes. I'm going to pay one of those, one of those, one of those until I've actually checked here first. One should check here that you don't get something for free. No, not yet. So I'm paying to play this card, which is the storehouse. Put it over here. And Noctilina, you can put some resources on it, so I'm going to pop 2 stones in it.
Resin.
Resin, sorry, I want to put my thingy on there if I want to get it back. Cool, your turn.
I'm going to place my nickel on here. So I'm going to go to the discard pile.
Is it the discard pile?
Mm-hmm. Or discard
Oh,
pile.
what's
Reveal
in there that you want?
all. 4 cards. Wait, I've revealed 5. And I'm going to take back my Evertree and play it for free.
Oh, I didn't know you had an Evertree.
Well, you wouldn't have, no. It was
No.
in my hand and then I discarded it so that I could.
Right, so what I'm going to do now is prepare for season. So I take him,
It's my favourite way to put just the Evertree.
get this back, and I'm missing one. Oh, there. Get all my little goodies back. Unfortunately, it doesn't make anything happen here, which is tedious, but I do get to draw 2 from there, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Draw 2 from the meadow.
So long as you got space in your hand.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in my hand, so I'm going to draw the what do I draw? What should I draw? I think I'm actually going to draw the castle. And they're not exactly exciting cards, are they?
Mm.
I'll draw the clock tower and just put 2 more cards out there. Another fairgrounds, which is a nuisance, and a resin factory. Not bad. I'll have a resin factory. Who goes with a resin factory?
The chip sweep,
Chip sweep.
which is very good to have paired with the storehouse. Chip sweep, not the raisin factory, the chip sweep.
What's chip sweep do?
Activates a green thing in your city.
Oh yeah. Your one. Your turn, I mean.
Yes, it is rather. I am going to be draw 2 cards from the meadow and play 1 or 1 less resource. I'm going to pay that to play a fairground.
I know exactly what she's going to do. She's going to play her fool and
Cards.
put her fool in my city. Take up my 9th spot.
And there's a king.
And that kind of sucks.
Oh, does it?
It does, because I don't have the resources to build the thing. I'm grabbing some resin, because I seem to have realised that those don't count over there.
You don't have them.
I don't have them.
You put a meatball there.
Your turn.
Alright. 1 meatball. Oh. I'm going to occupy my clock tower with a historian.
Alright.
So I play a card, I draw a card.
Yes.
Oh, I played a critter, so I gain a berry.
I don't think so.
I have 3 places left in my city.
6.
My
I'm
town.
going to go here, get a resin and a card. Sure, I've got one of those already. There. So, I only get 1 more card. It is your turn again. Just going to pull this curtain so as it's shining on the game quite brightly then. There we go.
take the king and occupy my Evertree.
You could.
And I know that that would throw a spanner in the works.
This will throw a huge spanner in my works, correct. But there's nothing wrong with throwing spanners in the works. That's what you want to do. It'll mess up everything I've done on the last two moves, but that's alright.
Well, knowing that, that would give me more incentive to take the king.
Of course it will. You knew it was what I was doing, because you know I've got a castle.
I know you've got a castle. I could actually get more victory points if I got the doctor.
Put it this way, the king isn't worth as much to me as the castle itself is.
I'm going to occupy my Evertree. With the doctor.
I like the doctor.
And
The doctor.
I'm paying 3 berries.
And out
Okay.
comes the palace.
3 berries to gain 1 victory point each.
How did you do that?
Because of the doctor.
Oh. One each.
1 each. Thank you.
Okay, well I'm going to play this meatball.
Oh, I draw a card. Then I gain a berry.
I'm going to put it over here, over there I mean. Good level, short.
I should have an equal there.
Yeah.
Two spaces left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it your turn, Swap?
It is. I'm deciding where to go. I'm going to go here. Berry and a card.
Nice. I was contemplating that spot because I'm trying to use the berry. Then I'll go here. Yeah. 2 wood. And a last card in my hand. Cool. Okay. That's your turn again. Back. Oh, my back! Chairs are not the most comfortable gaming chairs in the world. I'm draining the battery on the camera having it playing through my phone all the time.
Oh, I don't know what to play. I have so few spaces. Alright, I'm going to play the rules. So I'm going to discard this construction. Gain the 2 headballs back. And draw 2 cards. 2.
Okay.
And I draw a card because I played construction.
I'm going to, before it's too late, pay my 2 twigs, my 3 resins, and my 3 pebbles, which is quite ridiculous cost-wise, and play my castle. Because that gives me 1 victory point for each common construction in my city. And So far all my constructions are common. Well, I don't really have very many of them. Need to build some more. So that's a really good point. Alright, it's your turn.
Okay. Have one name for that. And I have some pebbles now. One to play an aqua, and playing aqua gives me a beard.
I don't have any of those, do
And I draw a card. Assuming that's the plan.
I? Good count.
My last card.
So, well, I'm going to play the king now. Occupy my castle.
Going to place.
Oh, wait. Grabbing some of those while you can. That's good. I wish the flowers got you something, but they don't.
Not until the end. They give you victory points at the end. Your turn.
My turn. Can I play anything for nothing? Don't think you can. Nothing's worth one twig. I have to prepare for season, which is a bit annoying. So I will haul my 2 new meeples in, and my 1, 2, 3, 4 existing ones, and I'll activate all my goodies. So this one is a berry and a berry for the farm, pebble for the mine, 1 thing in an opponent's city. Well, actually, let me get to that one in a second. Gain 1 of anything if paired with a wife. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get berries on those ones as well. Copy 1 in the opponent's city. Oh, I need to put something on there too. 2 berries, 2 resin, 3 twigs. What do I want? Minor, copy 1 on an opponent's city. So what can yours do?
Berry, 2 twigs, 1 pebble, activate my storehouse, draw 2 cards. Or pay up to 3 berries to gain 1 victory point each.
Oh, okay. No. No, I need those berries. I have to buy protest. Okay, well I got.
Do you need
Which
6
one
of
shall
them?
I copy? Well, that's Elijah. How many got 4? I only get those if I put something. Does sound like a chicken.
Chick, rather.
Chick, little baby chick, chick. Sorry, what did yours do? 2 twigs?
2 twigs, yep. That's an option. 2 twigs, 1 pebble, 1 berry. Pay up to 3 berries to get 1 victory point each, or draw 2 cards. You can't draw anymore, can you? You got 8.
I can't draw 2 cards. My resources somewhere else though. I have too much space down there. Don't dig any of those. Oh. Okay, I think it's your turn. I don't get to do anything else, do I? No. It's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to swap out my innkeeper. And just 1 berry to get an architect. playing tick gets more berry. Oh my god.
That's it.
Alright. I will prepare for season. I'm going to pay one from my top tower to activate this one on the front back. So I'm going to discard one, two, one, two, three. Three cards. Get two resin and a pebble. That one and that one.
Activate any figures.
Look at that. And 3 berries. To get 3 victory points, please. Draw 2 cards. Plus 2 resin and pebble. 2 twigs. And then you decide to copy one of your ones. Whatever
Berry.
you've got.
Yep. Or going one. Oh no, you can't do it because I'm going. Okay.
What's that say? Your
Yeah.
husband is linked
Yeah,
to
so you can go in one. Anything.
anything over there give you 2 of something?
No.
I will take a pebble.
I'm going to play a barge tail for 2 layers. I suddenly realised this dark thing gives me twigs. 2 twigs for each farm. So I now suddenly have an abundance of lemon twigs, which I probably won't need. Okay.
I'm going to put 1 resin and 2 pebbles to build a university. Which means that the cards are grand.
one of those little people. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're close. My clock tower, and I'll put 3 on. So it was battery went flat. We've been gone for like half an hour and you didn't even know. Here we are back. Talina's turnstile.
I'm just going to place a nickel.
Wow, you're not playing any games.
3, 4, 5. Discarding 5. Come up and take 5. 2 points. Thanks.
I'm going to place a mipple. I'm going to put a mipple on my storehouse. Get my goodies. Your turn.
I'm gonna pay 2 berries to gain a wanderer.
Nice.
Since I draw 3 cards.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. And I gain a berry for playing a critter, and I draw a card for playing a critter.
Tricky, but I'm going to grab this Undertaker and Barge Toad thing. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I've got to pay the Undertaker first. That's what I got the berries for. I've lost him. I'm going to pay 2 berries and play my Undertaker. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to place this on the university. Discard this construction. Gaining resources equal to that card's cost, which is nothing. Gain 1 random resource and victory point. So I'm going to gain a reason. Means I have 1 more space.
Now I'm going to do this thing. So I put my meeple over there. I pay 3 berries. I have to do that because it says when activated pay 3 berries, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I can't just not do that. And discard 2 things in my city. So I'm going to discard, hang on. Oh wait, you know what? I'm not going to take it yet. I'm not doing that move yet, okay? I'll take my 3 berries back. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I've planned something and then I boobied it.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing this thing.
You have to do it before you get rid of the
3,
cards. Yeah.
I can't get rid of the card until yes, I knew I'd done something
Yeah.
wrong. As soon as I did it,
That's
I'm like,
why
hang
I
on.
did this before I got rid of my innkeeper.
It's your turn again.
Okay. I'm going to place my meeple on my storehouse and get these. Your turn.
Okay, now I'm gonna grab this thing. And pay my 3 berries. I'm gonna discard the postal pigeon because it's worth nothing. And a 1. Should nothing else worth 0? Who should I discard? No one.
Well, yes, we'll take up these
He's not
spaces.
taking up the space. Actually, should I just discard?
The
I
Undertaker.
can discard the Undertaker again. Because once you've...
Once you've achieved something, you can't unachieve it.
No, correct.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, low camera battery already. That's a bit weird. It's gonna go flat soon.
Okay, well, we better hurry up then.
Yep.
Okay,
Gotcha.
I'm going to... two twigs and a card.
Cool.
Your turn.
Two of those. Playing a school. Your turn.
Your turn. Two berries to play. Oh,
Yeah, they've got to let me get one.
play two berries to get a woodcarver. Playing 3 twigs to gain 1 victory point each, so carvers have 3 victory points. Thank you.
You've made a lot of victory points on those things. Way
That gives
more than I
me
have this
a
time.
berry and a card after playing a critter.
Cool. I've got one more meeple left. I'm going to whack them on there, discard 4 of these and get some victory points while I can. Because dear Talina there is schnaffled the whole bloomin' lot.
And I was going to go on the 4-1, wasn't I?
Oh, I've screwed myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you need to undo something?
No, I discarded 4 cards, didn't I?
Yes.
Let me just make sure I discarded the right 4. Oh yeah, well, I can't do any different. You either get those victory points or I.
I just needed a husband. I haven't had a husband. This whole time I just wanted a husband. I don't have any space left in my city, nor can I make any space, so I'll just try and get as many victory points as I can. And it's going there.
Okay.
I'm discarding 3.
I can't do anything. I have to pass. I can't do anything. I've got no more meeples and I can't play this card.
I passed it.
Yeah. So we've passed, therefore the game is over. Now we need to add up victory points. This is where it can get confusing.
Do you want to pause it? Give it a bit of a charge.
We're going to pause. We'll come back and we'll show you how to add up victory points. We'll probably close in on my city a bit closer and I'll show you how I add up mine. And then Talina will be doing a very similar thing. I'll take a picture or 2 of her one so you can see what she's got there. And then we'll explain to you how many points she got. We'll add up what I got and we'll see who won. And looking at it, there's a lot more visible victory points there on Talina's. There's 9 sitting up there by themselves. You know, there's a lot. I've only got a few up there. So very few loose victory points like
I
she's
didn't
got.
get my 3 for going on that spot.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
How sure?
We can go back and check on the video.
We could. Well, either you took 3 from somewhere or you didn't.
I don't think I did.
Well, we'll give you 3. You didn't go and take any out of the...
No, I haven't taken any. Everything that I've been given has been given by you.
Cool. She's won. And she's got a thing that lets her add up that stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Your resources?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to pause this. We'll charge for a while. I'll go and check what dinner's doing and then we'll add it all up. Alrighty, here we are. Charged battery into game. So I'm going to show you how we did the scoring. So this is my city at the end, as you can see. My initial guess was that I was going to come second to Talina, so let's see how valid my assumptions were. Right, so the way we add it up is you add up the base points first. It just tends to be the easiest. So we add up all the numbers on the cards. When we add up all the card numbers, we're going to get to 30. So it's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's the base cards. Then I'm going to add up my points from just this stuff. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, plus 6. So that's 17. Then I'm going to look for cards that do things. And that's usually these ones with the little flowers on them. So the two wives both give an extra 3 points when with their husband. So that's 6 points for those three. This card here says 1 victory point for each common critter. And what we're going to find is that we've got 7 common critters if we count them all up in there, so that's 7 points. This card here says, where is it? 1 victory point for each common construction, and I've got 4 common constructions. Then we go down to the king. And the king says 1 extra point for each standard one of these things. So that's 2 for that, and it says 2 extra for one of the special events. So that's 2 extra points there, giving this city a total of 68. Now I could have had more, because there is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 slots taken. These don't count, and that's a free. So I had potentially, if I'd had the resources to play it, I could have put down more things, but I didn't. So 68 is an average score. It's nothing fantastic. Above 60 is supposedly quite good. For the base game, I can't remember what the highest we've got is. I think it was somewhere in the 70s. That would have been one of Selena's scores. So I'll go over that side and I'll show you what her city looked like in the end, and then we will see who got the most. So I got, what did I say mine was? 68. Let's pause quickly and we'll go over that way. Selena's city at the end. Oops, knocked the camera, that's handy. So her ones, the base cards worked out to 31. She got 24 points for all the extra stuff here, which is pretty good. Then there was 6 extra points for what? Oh, for the architect. So the architect gives her the ability to score points for these things, which is a really nice card to have extra on the end. And then the last 2 were from the something.
Evertree.
Oh, the Evertree, which gives her 2. Surprisingly, when we added it all up, when I saw all of this, I was pretty confident she had won. And her score was 63. So, remarkably, in my opinion, I think it is remarkable, I won this game 68 to 63. We were both in the good scores, though, and I hope you enjoyed it. That's Everdell. It's a really fun game. It does have expansions. We don't have the expansion, so we won't be looking at that. But I think we'll show you some more of these games. I'll probably show you some of the other ones we've got. And it was quite fun to actually do the film. So anyway, share our videos. Have a look at the rest of them. The funny eating videos and the cookery videos if you want. In the meantime, catch you all later. Have fun.